Aloha! Aloha everyone, welcome back to my garden on this very beautiful Aloha Friday here on Oahu. If you are tuning into my channel for the first time, mahalo for stopping by. My name is Kelly and I am an orchid lover from Hawaii. As you can see, it is a beautiful day. It is nice and breezy. The sun is out, the skies are blue, but not that long ago, it was actually dark and cloudy and I thought it was gonna rain. And prior to that, it looked just like this. So the weather has been a bit unpredictable today. I'm not sure what it's gonna be like the rest of the day, but as of right now, it is the perfect time to be in my garden and an even more perfect time to do a video because I have been telling you guys for the longest time that I would be doing a garden video soon, but every time I come out here and I intend to do one, I end up getting caught up in my work. And for those of you who have a garden, you guys know that the work is never ending. And for me, whenever I get in that zone of doing something, I just can't stop. And before I know it, the entire day has gone by and no video. So today I am making it a point to do a video for you guys. It's gonna be a little bit of a what's in bloom. It's gonna be a little chatty because I do have a lot going on. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. And I'm gonna start right here for the obvious reason. I'm gonna pull up a little chair so that I can be comfortable and show you guys this beautiful cattleya. It is just one flower, but it is a spectacular flower, let me tell you. It's been open already for a few days, so it doesn't look as perfect as it did when it first opened, but it is still really gorgeous. The lip is kind of like a fuchsia purple color. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. The only thing is, I was taking a closer look at it a little while ago and I noticed a few thrips, which I didn't see when it first opened. So it looks like I am gonna be spraying after this video is done. The flower still looks really pretty. I'm not really seeing any thrip damage. And this video does not do it justice, let me tell you. It is so much prettier in person, even though it does look really pretty in the video. And if you guys follow me on Instagram or you watch my YouTube shorts, you already saw this flower and I'm sure a lot of my other orchids. But for those of you who haven't, I'm gonna include a little clip of what it looked like when it first opened because it was even more pretty then. Even though it's still beautiful now, it was even more pretty then. So I'm gonna show you guys what it looked like, and I'll do that with a lot of my other orchids because some of them have already begun to fade. But I do have videos of what they look like when they first opened. So I will put them on the screen so you guys can see what they look like when they were looking perfect. Anyways, this one is growing in only orchid bark in a terracotta pot. I don't have an ID for her. So if any of you recognize this orchid, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think she is. But even without an ID, I am absolutely loving her. I don't remember where or when I got her, but I am just so happy that I have her. So this is orchid number 1, guys. I just can't get over how beautiful she is. If there was a way for me to preserve her and keep her just like this, I would. Like without hesitation, I absolutely would. Anyways, let's move on to the next one, which is this beautiful spotted cattleya. It gave me 3 flowers. I got this one from Jimmy's Orchid Nursery. It is a private nursery. It's kind of run down. Um, the owner is an older gentleman, so it's hard for him to keep up. Um, I wouldn't recommend going there, but I am so glad that I did visit or learned about that nursery a few years ago, because I got one of my most favorite orchids from there, which I'll show you guys a little bit later because it is in bloom. But anyways, this is another one that I got from him. I don't believe that it bloomed for me last year. I think I've had this one now for a couple of years, at least 2, but I don't think it bloomed for me last year. Or what could have happened was it spiked and something ate it. Because for those of you who have been watching me for a while, you guys know that I've been having issues with something. I still haven't figured it out, but something was eating my orchids, eating my spikes, eating my buds. So I have to go to extreme measures to make sure that I get flowers like this, guys. And I'm going to show you that as well. That's why I said this video is going to be kind of chatty. Anyways, this one smells amazing. The 2 of these smell amazing. It is a really sweet fragrance. I don't really know how else to describe it. It is just, it's nice and pleasant. It's a pleasant smelling orchid. Anyways, I never repotted this one. This is how it came. It is in blue rock and styrofoam. The only thing I did was I added a few pieces of charcoal. That's it. And it doesn't look like it needs to be repotted anytime soon. So I'm gonna leave her alone and hopefully she grows. I don't see any new growth in there right now, but hopefully she continues to grow and continues to give me more beautiful flowers, because I absolutely love this one. Okay, let's move on to this one right here. It actually had 3 flowers, but the other one was already faded, so I removed it. But I have 2 beautiful flowers left, and look at how pretty with the freckles, and look at this lip. Isn't that gorgeous? And this one does have a tag, guys. Let me show you the tag. It is a BC. Oops, I hate when my... So that is not me, that is the iPhone. It switches between cameras whenever like you zoom in or zoom out. And that is kind of irritating. I believe there's a setting so that it doesn't do that. Anyways, this one is called a Teresa Richi. It is also fragrant and it is beautiful. I actually have 2 of these, but my other one did not bloom for whatever reason. Hopefully it will still bloom. If not, I guess I'll have to wait until next year. I think these only bloom once a year. I just noticed this. Look at how much bigger this flower is than this one. Can you guys see that? Look at the lip. And this lip doesn't have that deep purple. Maybe this is an older flower. I haven't had this orchid long enough to know the characteristics of the flowers or what happens. Maybe it gets bigger after it opens. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this one. Now I'm curious. But I'm guessing this is an older flower. And maybe this one just opened. Anyways, I'm gonna be watching what happens in the next few days. Let's move on to this beautiful dendrobium. It is purple and white with a dark purple lip. It's been open for a while. I don't have a tag for this one. It is growing in I think it's growing in only charcoal. I don't see anything else in there. I can't remember. I grow my orchids in so many different things that I don't always remember unless I can see what's in there. I don't always remember what I pot them in. But to be honest, I prefer to grow all of my orchids mounted. If I could grow every single one mounted, I would. But it's hard to find mounts, so that's one of the reasons why I don't. Anyways, this is a beautiful dendrobium. I love dendrobiums because they're always in bloom and the flowers last for such a long time. And this one has been open for a little while. You might see a tag in the pot, but it's actually just a description that I put so that I can keep track of what it is when it's not in bloom. So I don't have a name for this one, but it is really pretty. Moving on, my zygo gave me 2 spikes. This one is called Zygonesia Cynosure, I think it's Cynosure. Bluebird. Does that say bluebird? It's dirty, so I can't see it. Bluebird. So this one has bloomed for me multiple times since I've gotten it. It is a pretty consistent bloomer. I think it blooms multiple times a year because I think it just bloomed for me not that long ago. But I have not repotted this one yet. And that's what worries me. Like when I have an orchid that's doing really well and it's time to repot, sometimes I'm intimidated because I worry that I'm gonna ruin it. There's other orchids that I have no intimidation at all. Like I will just go in there and I will cut all the roots off, and I have no doubt that they'll grow back, which I'll show you an example in a little bit. But for some orchids that I'm not familiar with, like zygos, I'm almost afraid to take it out of the pot. But I know I'm gonna have to eventually. But for right now, I'm gonna leave her alone and just enjoy these beautiful blooms, because look at how pretty they are. Look at that, guys. Look at how pretty. So beautiful. I don't know what happened to this one. You can see that little brown spot. I don't know what caused that, but this one opened first. This spike opened first, and this one opened quite a bit after, like more than a couple of weeks after, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, let's move on to my mounted phalaenopsis. This one has 2 spikes, and look at how pretty it is. It's so dainty. Like the flowers are so, I don't know, feminine. They're so pretty. It only gave me a few flowers on each spike, but it is so beautiful. And this is one of the first phalaenopsis that I mounted on a piece of driftwood. You can see the roots are on there. They attach to the wood. I have a little bit of sphagnum moss for moisture. This is another one of my mounted ones. The flower has already started to fade. I'm not really happy with this mount for obvious reasons. It's too small. So I will be doing something. I'm gonna mount it on something else. I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna go about it. I don't wanna damage the roots. I want to do the minimum amount of damage to the roots as possible. So I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do with this one. Let's see. I have a Renee Marquis. It only has 2 flowers, but these are super cute flowers. I turned it around, so hopefully I can show it to you a little bit better. And these have been open for a while, but they still are really cute. It's hard to get a good look at. There we go. Yeah, see, when I zoom in, you can see that the flowers are already starting to fade. Anyways, let me show you the tag for this. This one is a really cute orchid. It is Renee Marquis Tyler, I think. Yep, that is the name. And I got this one from S&W. I've done many videos at S&W, so I'm sure you guys already know or are familiar with S&W. And if you guys don't know, you can just go back and check out one of my videos, which I have several of their nursery. So go back and watch one of those. Here we have another dendrobium that is in bloom. This is like a deep purple with white in the middle of the lip. And it has a white outline around the petals. Hopefully you guys can see that. Hey guys, I am back. It is now really late. I had to leave earlier while I was filming, so I'm going to continue where I left off with this beautiful purple dendrobium. I think I left off saying that you can see that there is a white outline around the petals. Right now the sun is coming from behind me, so hopefully you guys can see the flowers a little better. Like, take a look at this one. Look at how pretty it is. Anyways, moving on. I probably don't have that much daylight left, so I'm gonna move it along with this Vanda that was given to me by Doug DeMoss. I went to visit his nursery. He has an amazing orchid collection. If you guys didn't watch that video yet, go and check it out. This Vanda was growing on top of the ground, and I've never seen anything like it. The amount of Vandas, like how big it was incredible. Anyways, go and check it out, guys. And if you want to visit his nursery, it is available, but he doesn't do large groups. You can go 2 or 3 at a time. You just have to call him and make an appointment. In fact, I just met Matt and Albert from the Missouri Orchid Society, and I believe they were gonna go and visit him. And they also went to Kawamoto Orchid Nursery and of course S&W. So shout out to Matt and Albert of the Missouri Orchid Society. It was nice meeting you guys. Anyways, look at how pretty this Vanda is, guys, and it smells amazing. And just behind it is another dendrobium. Look at how twisty and beautiful this one is. Isn't that gorgeous? This one is in a big pot, big ceramic pot, and it's really heavy. So what I did was I wrapped it with some bird netting. As you guys can see, I have some on this orchid because this one is attached to the wall, and these have spiked for me many times, but the spikes never last because something comes along and eats it, which I'm pretty sure it's a bird. But now I'm wrapping it with this bird netting and the spikes are able to bloom. Look at that. This one is a beautiful deep purple. Hopefully you guys can see it through the netting. But anyways, I had that same netting around this orchid, so I was able to get some flowers. I have so many things in the way, I have a hard time getting close to it. Anyways, I don't have a tag for this one, but it is beautiful. Let me see if I can get you guys a better view. So that is the flower for that one. I have another dendrobium here along the wall. Some of the flowers have opened, but it doesn't look, I think thrips got to it. They don't look that great, but I do have another spike coming along, so hopefully that one will be okay. And it is again in the netting. Hopefully you guys could see that. It's kind of like greenish yellow. I guess that's the best description that I can give you. When the other spike opens, hopefully it'll look nicer, and then I'll show it to you guys again. Let's see, what else do I have? I have this pretty one. This is a Lori Mortimer alba. Beautiful twisted dendrobium, antelope type dendrobium, with a pink in the center and on the lip. And this has been open for a while. The spike is pretty short and it only gave me 4 flowers, but the plant is still small. This is one of my cuttings, and this is the first time that it's bloomed, so I'm sure the next time around it'll be a little bit longer and hopefully give me more flowers. And right above it is a spectabile. These are always so cool. The flowers are just crazy looking. If you guys don't have a spectabile and you like weird looking orchids, this is definitely one to have. Look at how crazy it looks. The lighting is not the best right now. Let me try from this angle. That's better. Anyways, these have been open for a while, so the flowers don't look their best, but I think I have a video of when it first opened, so if I do, I'll go ahead and put that on the screen. And here is a beautiful epi. I don't have a tag for this one. And I have not been able to bloom any of my epis, but now that I have this area where I keep them protected, I am now getting epis to bloom, guys. Look at how pretty. The sun is going down, so it's a little tricky trying to get a good angle to show you guys these flowers. Hopefully you guys could see that. Okay, moving along before we run out of daylight. I'm gonna take you into one of my protection areas. This is my yellow slash, guys, which I will show you a clip of it when it was in full bloom. A lot of the flowers have already fallen off, but looky. I have another spike. And I have another orchid in spike right here. And this one is really beautiful, guys. I will show you what this one looks like. The most vibrant colors ever. It is incredible. I was so happy when I saw that it was in spike again. I can't wait until it blooms. So I had to make sure I put it in here right away so nothing would get to it. Coming down to this section, I have another mounted Vanda. Not Vanda, guys, phalaenopsis, excuse me. Again, only 3 flowers, a long spike, but only 3 flowers. Well, 2 flowers and 1 bud, and I see another small bud that I'm not sure if that's gonna develop, but you know what? I'll take it at this point because I wasn't getting these to bloom. So now that I'm getting them to bloom, hopefully the next time around, I'll get even more flowers. I have another Lori Mortimer. I believe that is also an alba. Yes, it is. It's also a cutting. So this is going to be the first time that it blooms. And again, a short spike with not that many flowers, but I'm sure the next time around it'll give me more. I also have an oncidium that hasn't opened yet. And this spike has been growing forever. It takes so long. Sorry, I had to move the pot because the spike is almost touching the screen. But anyways, I was saying that these spikes take forever to develop. It has been in here for such a long time. It is growing only in lava rock. The plant looks good except for the leaves turning brown at the end. I'm not sure what causes that, but it does have a long spike. And again, when it blooms, I will show you guys what it looks like. So this is my pop-up protection area. This is the first thing that I bought. And when I have so many orchids in spike or in bud that can't fit into the other 2 areas, I open this one up. And right now I have this beauty in here. Look at how pretty this is. Again, no ID, but it is so cute. Another antelope type dendrobium. I don't detect a fragrance, but it is beautiful nonetheless. I have a few other orchids in here that are in spike, coming along nicely. Let's move to this one. So this one is called Hawaiian Twinkle, guys. And I have 4 beautiful spikes full of flowers. 1 spike is still opening right here. It hasn't fully opened yet. But this has been in bloom for a while. And I'm absolutely loving it. The 3 of the spikes bloomed together and 1 spike is blooming way later. So because of that, I'm having to leave it in here. So I'm not able to have it outside on display just because I'm afraid that something might eat it, but I can bring it out soon because I only have a few buds left. And My Dendrobium Midnight is in here, which is also in bloom. It has deep purple flowers, as you can see. This one gave me 2 spikes, and it hasn't fully opened either, so I have to leave it in here for now. And take a look at this cattleya, guys. It bloomed for me, I don't know if it was earlier this year or the ending of last year, but I had, I think, 5 or 6 spikes, which I will include again if I have it. But it gave me 2 more spikes. So there's one here and there's one back there. But this one is so pretty. One of my viewers sent me the name, so I'll look that up and I will include it on the screen for you guys. This is another one of my favorite orchids. It's so beautiful. It's so tropical looking. Beautiful color combination. Oh, and I almost missed the one in the back. So that one is the same that I have back there along the wall. It is also in a really big pot. So the next time that this one gives me a spike, I'll probably just wrap that bird netting around it instead of carrying it and moving it in here because they are really heavy. Okay, let me take you to the side of the house where I have several of my dendrobiums that bloomed for me recently. This beautiful deep purple one. The flowers are already starting to fade as well, but it has been in bloom for a pretty long time. I just love the deep purple color. Again, no ID. And let's see, this one is, so this one is called Flamingo Gardens. Another antelope type dendrobium, beautiful purple. That is a good view of it right there. Look at how pretty. Oh my gosh, this one right here, Burana. The only reason I know the name is because I saw it at a store, a local store. So it is called Burana Greenway. It gave me 3 long spikes full of flowers, which I will include a clip of how it looked when it was in its prime, because right now everything is already starting to fade and flowers have fallen off. But this one was beautiful, guys. It was, oh, it was so beautiful. Here we have another dendrobium again. Oh, this one does have a tag. Let me see. I'm not sure if I can read it, but Dendrobium, I don't know what that says. Okay, I can't make it out. If I can, later I will put the name on the screen, or hopefully you guys can read it. Anyways, this is what the flowers look like. Beautiful pastel colors. And that one has also been in bloom for a while. All of these kind of bloomed around the same time. Look at this beautiful one. So again, these have all been in bloom for a while. This one is still looking pretty good. It is, I guess, yellow with like a reddish brown. That's the best description I can give you. It is super cute, and the last time it gave me 2 spikes full of flowers. This time I only got 1, but it has a lot of flowers, as you can see. Okay, so this is this area, guys. So this is what I've been doing whenever I am in my garden working. I'm always moving plants around, organizing, repotting, cleaning, spraying for thrips. There's always so much work to be done. So there's always a project going on in my garden. There's always something going on. I have been moving a lot of orchids around, trying to figure out where is the best location for them. Ooh, I don't know how I missed this, guys. Look at this Maxillaria tenuifolia. So I'm not going to take credit for growing it this size because I did not grow it. I received it exactly the way you see it. This size, well, it was not looking like this when I got it. The flowers were nice and fresh when I got it. Now they're already starting to fall off, but the plant was this big and it smells, I can still smell it, but it smelled even stronger when I first got it because the flowers were freshly opened and there were so many of them. But this is a Maxillaria tenuifolia, the coconut orchid. Let me see if I can find a flower that still looks decent. So I see one in there. There we go. Nope. The camera keeps switching on me, the lens. I need to figure out a way to prevent the camera from automatically swapping lenses on me. Anyway, that is the Maxillaria tenuifolia. I also have the yellow one, which I will show you guys in a little bit. So this is my new section, guys. I have this new growing area. I have several of my honohonos here. Look at this pretty one. Here's another one. It smells so good, guys. That is why honohonos are so popular here in Hawaii. It's because of their fragrance. People love the way that they smell. And look at this beautiful one. This one just opened for me. So this is my new growing section. Now I have a little bit more room to grow some orchids. I have a mounted orchid here. Hasn't bloomed for me yet. Hopefully it will. It was like a rehab orchid. I don't even know what it is, but hopefully I'll find out soon. So this is on or leading to the side of my house. I have more of my mounted orchids here. Some are doing great, some are doing okay, some are doing not so okay. This Maxillaria, I don't think it's getting enough sun. It hasn't bloomed for me. I'll probably be moving it. And here is my Yamada yellow. And this one also smells like coconut. I have it growing in a basket with sphagnum moss. And the one next to it is another red one, which I did grow myself. And this one is in bark. And they get more sun. So maybe that's why these bloomed and the other one didn't. I'm not sure. Anyways, I have a few more buds on this one. So it's not done blooming yet. So anyways, guys, I have been rearranging, like I said, working hard, moving orchids around. I have a bunch of orchids here. The other thing that I've been doing differently is that I've been putting out a bunch of slug bait containers. They're not traps, but they're containers like this. So takeout food containers, I save them and I keep them covered so that when I water or when it rains, the bait doesn't get wet. But there's still room for the slugs to crawl into. Here's another one. So I cut holes on the side so that they can get in. This one right here, I put a larger lid over the smaller container that holds the bait so that the slugs are able to crawl into them. Here's another bait trap or a bait station in between this cement block so that it doesn't get wet, or hopefully it doesn't get wet. So I just have them all over my garden, guys. And I'm thinking it's been working because I haven't been seeing as many slugs and I haven't been seeing as much slug damage. So earlier I was telling you guys that some orchids I'm not intimidated at all. I will cut the roots off completely, repot them, and they'll come back. There's no guarantee, but most times they do come back. Like these hard cane dendrobiums, you can see a new root right there with a green tip. And this one is growing in this wooden basket with just lava rock. A little bit of sphagnum moss on the top, but nothing but lava rock. It's giving me another new growth. This plant suffered because a slug got to it and ate the roots and ate some of the leaves, but it is coming back and it looks like it's gonna do okay because, like I said, I'm seeing a lot of new roots in there. You can see one more in there. But this was the slug damage. And I actually had this hanging and the slugs crawled up and still got to it. So I am so happy that I was able to save this orchid because this is a really pretty orchid. This is another yellow splash, but it's more of a pastel yellow splash, but just as pretty as the other one. So anyways, guys, that is my garden walk for today. I was gonna be a little more chatty than I was, but because I had to stop recording and come back later, as you can see, it is getting late. The sun is going down and I will be running out of daylight very soon. But at least I was able to show you guys what I have in bloom. And here's another one. Of course, this is a ground orchid. It is a spathoglottis. I almost forgot the name, but it is a spathoglottis. It is always in bloom. The only issue I have with this is the white flies are always attacking it. So I need to spray because I'm also getting thrips. So I will be spraying after this video. And this is the time that you want to spray when it's cooler. It's not midday when it's hot. You want to spray when the sun is down. Either that or spray early in the morning. Anyways, it is a really pretty flower. I have another one in my front yard and it is always in bloom. So I think that's it, guys. I think I showed you guys everything in bloom. Well, I do have another spathoglottis. This one is a purple one. I can't remember the name for it, but this one is always in bloom as well. And my oncidium, which looks so sad. The slugs always get to this. Either slugs or birds, I don't know. Something always eats the spikes, but I'm thinking about moving it. I haven't decided where, but I'm probably gonna move it. Anyways, guys, I think that is going to be it for today. I'm going to be in the dark really soon. The sun is going down fast, but I do have a few announcements to make before I end this video. The Kona Orchid Society is having their Mother's Day event tomorrow. Hopefully I can get this video edited and out tonight so some of you guys can see it and hopefully attend. I would have loved to have gone, but I really wanted to be honest. I've never gone, and I saw it on Facebook and I really wanted to go, but just for me to go to the outer islands, guys, it's so expensive. It is like almost $200 round trip, and you add on a rental car, it's crazy. And I would just be going for the day. So can you imagine like just a day trip costing you like $400 or more? I just can't afford that right now, because I do have another trip coming up in July for the Hilo Orchid Show. So unfortunately I'm gonna miss this one, but hopefully I will be able to attend next year's show. I'm gonna be putting all the information for the Kona Orchid Society Orchid Show on the screen. The other orchid show coming up is gonna be for the Mililani Orchid Society, my club. I will be a vendor there. It is gonna be on May 10th, and I'll put that information on the screen as well. So if you guys are here on Oahu, come and visit me. I'm gonna be a vendor. I'll be selling some beautiful orchids. What else? Oh, of course, the Hilo Orchid Show in July. So I've been talking about this one for a while. It's a big show. They have vendors from the mainland. I believe 2 vendors right now that I know of that are coming from the mainland. I don't want to say the names just in case I'm wrong, but I do believe there is going to be 2. Last year there was 1, and I think that one was Orchid Web. I can't remember their name, with Jason Fisher. Anyways, the show has been getting bigger every year. I've gone for the last 3 years, and it is just an amazing show. It is the best show here in Hawaii, the biggest show that we have. So worth attending. Most of the vendors are certified nurseries, so you guys are able to bring your plants back with you if you're coming from the outer islands. And if you are coming from the mainland, I'm not sure what the rules are. I'm sure you can find out. Maybe you can have your plants shipped back for you, but it's so worth attending, guys. And I'm going to be giving away 2 tickets for that show. I'm going to be working with the Hilo Orchid Society, and I'm going to be giving away 2 tickets. It doesn't matter where you live, because as long as you plan on attending, I'm going to have those tickets there at the show for you guys to collect. So I don't have to meet up with you. You don't have to be here on Oahu. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more as we get closer to the show. But just keep a heads up for that one. Make sure you guys watch my upcoming videos if you want to win those 2 tickets. Anyways, guys, before it gets too dark, let me show you something really quick. It's not an orchid, but it is my bird of paradise, which blooms for me pretty regularly. It is a giant white bird of paradise, and I have it growing in a pot. It is not in the ground, but this plant is really old. Gosh, at least 10 years, probably way more. But it takes a really long time for them to bloom if you have them in a pot. But it is possible, and you can see mine right there. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I have a little bit more work to do in my garden. Sometimes I'm out here until late at night, believe it or not. But I don't mind. I love being out here. I love working in my garden. I love my orchids. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Until next time, remember to always live aloha.